Hello everyone and welcome to the stream! I'm your host Nessie, the captain of this ship. And today we are continuing our brave adventures in House Sanguinis. Hopefully, no one dies. But who knows? We'll have to see whether or not things like that happen. Of course, sorry for last week. I had a really bad flare-up over last week, and my body was like, nope, I don't want to work with you today. So, I'm feeling better this week. So we're going to take one step at a time. Just as a reminder, tomorrow we have Baldur's Gate 3. And of course, throughout the week we will have normal streams. But anyway, without further ado, let me bring in my lovely compatriots and have them join me in this lovely, lovely, lovely game. If I can get my thing to work, because currently my thing is not working.
No speed limit.
There you go.
Autobahn.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. Rawr.
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 Is everyone ready for chaos?
No, but let's do it anyway.
I hope everyone's ready for chaos. I love how it's not showing the correct monitor. There we go.
Yeah.
I got it to work.
Hooray!
Oh, I was fully aware it was black screened when I was clicking over to everything. Everything was working. It's just, I stream, and oftentimes things get swapped around, and it causes a whole mess. But anyways. Is anyone...
That's why I have a different window capture for everything.
I do have a window cap different one for everything. It just sometimes it doesn't work because Streamlabs likes to hate me. Anyways. Is anyone up to give a recap?
I'm
No.
blanking.
There wasn't much that happened.
We didn't do much.
Yeah.
There's not much
We
to recap.
talked, and that's basically it.
Last week
Yeah,
was a lot of conversations and breakfast time.
Last week didn't happen.
Yes.
Or the
Yes,
week before
breakfast.
last. It was breakfast time for all of
Last
us.
session.
Last session. You
When
all...
first
right.
we met.
Last...
I cast my favorite spell again.
Yes, you did. You guys enjoyed a nice breakfast that was given to all of you as you all had your conversations. We had the lovely hunter group that was pleasantly drunk and kind of a little tipsy after all the stresses that had happened the day prior, while the rest of the group kind of just sat around and conversed with one another. However, starting today, as you guys finish up your breakfasts, enjoying the time together as you sit in this lovely area, I need everyone to roll me perception checks.
Okay.
Oh, hell yeah, my favorite.
1d20 plus. What's my perception modifier now?
Ooh, that
Actually,
went up.
hold
I'm
up,
so
hold up.
happy.
Does this count as being in urban terrain?
It does.
Yes.
Oh.
24.
19.
Oh my.
7.
I need to roll for Silric too, don't I?
Oh,
Yes, you do.
what is the roll?
Perception.
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 Come on, that one.
30.
Hold on, give me a
30.
second. I have to pull up.
The
Hunters
hunters
Did
are
my
alert
boyfriend
and
get better than me?
They tend to.
Angela,
They
let me-
tend
let me-
to.
Let me roll for Christian too.
Perception.
Caleb got a nat 20.
Holy
Perception.
shit!
On his fucking
Nice.
How
Hold
did I
on.
do this? How did I get here?
How did I get here?
It's
That's
stuck.
a good question.
It's
21.
stuck.
What
You're not
is
applying
that?
enough
Is
force
that-
then. 30-20 on Christian.
So,
Is that grape soda? That looks awesome.
anyone
Miles.
with a 15 or higher, you guys hear what you would think would be the opening of 2 doors. And it's coming from this direction.
I'm not looking. What?
Up this way?
Towards this way. So it sounds more like the front
Okay.
door.
Okay. You put it like in the middle?
Sorry, I meant more this direction. And you start to hear footsteps come closer to the door.
Literally, it was like you hear 2 doors
Okay.
open. Nessie says while pinging the area with the double doors.
You start to hear footsteps move closer and closer to the dining hall. Then, after a little bit, you see a white-haired elf turn the corner and look at the group of you.
Ah, my friend! I was just going to try to find you.
Do you say that out loud?
Yes.
He's gonna
No,
raise
no.
an eyebrow, kind of looking at you, Caro. I didn't realize I was that sought after.
Your teleportations are accurate.
Sometimes, yes.
Every time I've used them.
He doesn't want to admit that he sometimes can also do wrong.
Do you say that out loud also, Tiara?
Yeah, yes, with a smug on her face.
Keep talking
No.
like that and you're gonna get punted, small one.
You're more of a puntable size, Tanwin. But,
You're more of a clap size. You just, and that's it. That's all. Like a mosquito.
I am glad to see you are all in one piece. I got...
Glad to still be in one.
Yeah, I heard about your run-in with, some interesting people.
At this point, it's nothing special. Happens almost every goddamn day.
I understand that, as I have seen. I actually came here for 2 reasons. Caleb, can I speak to you before I grab Chiara real fast? And
You're gonna punt the Chiara?
And you see Caleb look a little confused as he stands up from his chair, looks at your group, kind of excuses himself, and you see the 2 walk around the corner and out of sight.
Alright.
Okay.
Okay. I already know he wanted to see me, but I am kind of surprised he wants to see Caleb.
I mean,
Wonder-
Caleb's a protector as well. Looks at Violet questioningly.
He is,
so
yeah. I'm not.
it would make
I'm
sense
not
that he might.
surprised.
Yeah, it would make sense that he needs to talk to him.
I think he mentioned wanting to see Wesley at some point, so
I would assume he's
Convenience.
still employed.
Wesley?
Caleb.
I don't know about
Kind
that.
of hard to lose your job as a protector. It takes some serious effort.
Well, we know what list he's on, so he may not be employed.
Pretty
But-
sure he's not.
And Silric just kind of looks a second. I don't believe Caleb
he is.
is on. Is he on it? Okay. Caleb.
Yeah, he's listed as capturing question.
So, but that's the hunters. That's not the mages. The mages and the hunters are on different sides, we're assuming, right?
I
Isn't
thought that they
Gerald in
worked-
Apernath's pocket?
wasn't that
Well-
what we?
Let us assume that everyone is an individual, even though Gerald may be in Apernath's pocket, does not mean that all of them are.
I would hope not.
Well,
Else, I'd have questions.
Plus, also, my understanding of protectors, they are technically in Apernath's pocket. Technically. They're supposed to be.
they work for Apernath, sorta.
Because they're the ones who take people out of their homes at the age of just barely 10 years old and take them to a school.
Soon as they're discovered, yeah.
I've always thought that was weird.
You know, thinking
Imagine being
back,
late to the party.
You know, thinking back on it, I don't know why I wanted to attend that school, because that's just fucked.
Yeah, now that you think about it, right?
Honestly, yeah.
I mean, you don't realize when you're a kid, but the older you get, the more you realize that school's just a fucking cult.
You know what, Carol? There's something you and I can agree on.
Everything is
Neraina
now
just
making
kind of
sense.
shakes her head a little at that and smiles a bit.
Everything is now making sense.
Yeah.
Eh.
You guys are more of a cult than the cult that I was in.
I wouldn't go that far.
Of course,
We don't
you
follow
wouldn't.
devils.
That's
don't have to follow
questionable
devils
about
to be a cult.
Abernath.
Abernath in specific, not the school as a
Bless
whole.
you.
Well, you don't have to follow a devil to be a cult. That's kind of been
No,
established,
that's-
no?
You don't?
Most of us
No.
are aware of the gods, but don't necessarily follow.
I thought it was more on you don't fuck with the gods. Or is that with the fates?
You
how
you-
about both? How
how
about
about
both?
Regardless
We're supposed
of
to
that.
follow.
We live in strange times. I mean, you know, Neraina will look at Silric. Our ancestors were much more into the gods and their worship than we are now, but that doesn't mean that we don't necessarily still follow some of what we've been taught.
What about, like,
I was taught
doctor mages?
Those are a unique case.
Or, like you, a warlock.
Warlocks are also edge cases.
what would you call
There is
yourself
no
then?
standard case among the mages.
Some of them nutcases.
I was gonna say, Kara, where does
Oh,
your
dear.
standing in like the fates and gods
don't-
for you?
I don't fuck with the gods. As long as I don't have to.
If the
My
gods wanted...
patron, I may believe she. We kind of just do our own things. It's rare that she
Honestly.
actually gives me orders.
Maybe that's a
Well,
good
now
thing.
that you say it, she's probably gonna get the idea.
Well, I don't think she'd need to give orders.
Don't jinx yourself. Don't.
And he's jinxed himself, hasn't he?
I pretty
not
sure
like-
thoughts.
It's not like we all haven't jinxed ourselves at some point.
Though, to be honest, if I were to be contacted by the gods, I would have quite a few questions. For example, which one of the fuckheads decided it would be a good idea to put me in this position? Oh, wait.
That
It's kind of hard to tell
Whatever.
if like the things that happen are like part of fate. It's kind of weird. Sorry, I can't. Jade, stop. I'm just
What?
serious. I am having a serious conversation and you post that.
Oh, stop being funny. What exactly was my purpose on the server
we
again?
all just spotted it at the same time.
Yeah,
except-
I have
No.
chat up and I kind of giggled at it without. That's why I can't have my camera on.
Yeah.
Uh,
Tanwin, roll me a 1d100.
oh no.
Here we go.
Dear.
No.
Ah shit, here we go again.
You remember that
There you go.
cold feeling that you had earlier in the morning as you woke up that kind of jolted you awake? You start to
Yeah.
feel that same feeling come up from the door itself.
Which door?
This door here.
Anwin will look over his shoulder and just glance at the door for a second.
It's almost as if the back of your neck, the hair, starts to perk, like stand straight up. Like the air conditioning seems to push too hard from that direction, harder than you would expect it to.
Tanwin will refocus his attention on the table with a shiver.
I'm right next to him. Do I notice him shivering?
Roll me a perception check.
Sure. Dirty 20.
You would 100% see it. You kind of see him turn, look towards the door, and then kind of shiver.
You want to borrow my jacket, Tanwin?
Violet. It would suffocate me.
Not
Or
necessarily.
do you forget that I am a quarter of your size?
Not
I think the
necessarily.
word you're
I
looking
mean,
for is swallow you, but yeah, suffocate works.
I
mean, she'll-
appreciate the concern.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time I've had to hold you inside my jacket.
True.
What's going
But-
on?
He's shivering.
Ah,
Oh, he's cold.
Oh, I mean,
it's entirely feasible that I would. Okay, you know how old people carry like little tissues with them all the time?
Like little, yeah, like doilies and
Yeah.
stuff.
No, they have it in their sleeve and shit.
I would love to take one of those and just toss it on him.
Dude, it's literally a blanket for him,
Roll
isn't it? Like a
me-
tissue.
Roll me an investigation check, Caro,
Investigation?
to see if you have it on
Huh?
your person.
Investigation.
A bestie, good.
I mean, I
10.
specifically.
I would
Okay.
argue history too.
History makes that 14.
I would
Okay.
argue we're sitting at a table in a sort of restauranty area where there would be napkins.
I think he's talking more cloth. You know,
Yeah,
like a pocket
Not
square.
like a heavier napkin.
Yeah. So you,
Restaurant napkins are kind of heavy.
Yeah. So you kind of search your pockets and you find a slightly used
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No, not used. No, I don't
That's
keep used ones,
nasty.
Nessie. They're tissues.
Oh,
Who do you
What?
think I am?
what is occurring?
you find a slightly
I'm trying to fuck with Tony.
you find a
You're just fucking with
slightly
yourself.
so on the edge the I'll redo it then. The edge is slightly frayed, like it's really old, but you find a cloth tissue in your pocket.
you like drop it on his head or
Yes.
something.
I would like to
Ew.
get the opportunity to react to that.
Roll me a dex saving throw.
Saving against what?
It being dropped on you.
No, I mean, like, what's the save roll?
Dex saving
Dexterity.
throw.
Dex.
Dexterity.
Do I succeed?
With a 16, you would definitely succeed as it kind
Okay,
of
now
you
the
kind
thing.
of you kind of move backwards.
Wait, I haven't specified what I'm doing.
Okay.
I have a few choices. 1, I can dodge. 2, I can press digitate it clean.
It's not dirty.
It's already clean.
It's not dirty.
It's just
It's
a
not
little bit
dirty.
frayed.
It's frayed
It's
on the
old.
edge.
Just dodge it. Just dodge it.
How big is it? What is it?
It's about
Unfolded.
6 by 6 inches.
Yeah, unfolded. It's about 6 by 6. It's about half your size.
I think I'll catch it, fold it, and just put it in front of me.
Okay. You catch it, kind of fold it up, putting it on your lap. It's there on your lap.
I mean, God, I was about to say before Caro did that. This is why I find jackets with pockets specifically sewn inside of them so that Tanwin can hide in them.
Your current jacket
Neraina
happens to have pockets in it.
will not mention the little space blanket thing she probably has tucked in one of her many pouches. After watching this display from Caro and Tanwin.
Anyway. Anything more?
I guess we're just waiting on them to come back and for Chiara and Wesley to have their talk.
Ironically, after a little bit, you see Caleb walk forward back into the dining hall, and he kind of stands sort of behind you, Violet, and sighs. Chiara, he wants to talk to you.
Okay. Chiara will get up from her seat and head over. Where is he exactly?
He's sitting on the bench towards the entrance.
Okay. Got it. And she'll head over.
Okay, so you head past Caleb and down the hall. After a while, you pass Wesley, and he looks to be just sitting there comfortably on the couch.
She's gonna go over and sit next to him. Hey, you doing alright?
I hate giving the news I just gave, but it's all part of the job, huh?
The news?
I think that's more Caleb's story than my own. But how are you, Chiara?
I'm doing fine. Just trying to understand the whole situation. It's kind of crazy, honestly. I was hoping everyone else would, but I think they're starting to get along again. At least I hope they are.
I think with a lot of different people from various backgrounds, there's at some point there has to be infighting. It naturally happens. It's kind of a thing, unfortunately, Chiara. You unfortunately never had to experience it so much with me or Rai because, well, we kept it more quiet. Even me and Rai had our disagreements.
It's hard to say whether you did or didn't, because Rai always seemed like he was happy, or at least calm about everything. Compared to you, you sometimes either looked like dead stone-faced or just more or less angry.
It's hard to hide
hard to
my
tell.
emotions. I'm not as good as Rai is on that part. He's a stoic man for a reason.
Yep.
But the reason I wanted to pull you aside is because I'm gonna have to go back to being a protector for a bit.
What?
To keep up the facade and make sure Apernath stays in his lane, I have to go back. And I wanted to tell you personally before I left.
I get it, you're doing this just to make sure that you keep up the whole act, but I'm still worried. This Aftermath guy isn't exactly I don't know how to say this without, and he's just that dangerous, isn't he?
He is.
I'm worried that it's going to end. The fact is I didn't even know you and Rai were being attacked or any of this. I was so clueless and out of the whole thing. I don't know if I should be upset or just sad that I couldn't even do anything to help. Just feel like I'm left out in the open, even with this group.
I'm sorry
they're
that
trying to
you're
be nice.
feeling like that, Cheer. I really am. Rye and I never meant for you to feel like that. None of us did.
But on the bright side, I got to finally know what exactly Rai is to me and why he cared so much. And he chooses to care as well, regardless if I was his grandchild or not.
He's always cared a lot about you.
Yeah. Maybe that's why he did all his best to make sure I stayed out of this trouble. But I'm not a little kid anymore, you know that.
I know.
I mean, sure, I may be a little bit childish at sometimes, and sometimes I crack a few jokes, but it's honestly better than being stressed about and going too emotional.
Something I've learned over meeting so many different people and watching other mages grow. How someone deals with grief and strife, every person deals with it differently, Tiara. Keep your happiness. Don't become like old me. Showing anger and being stressed out. Keep your happiness. Keep your, for your own words, childishness. You need to keep that. That keeps you. I wouldn't want you to change. Neither would Rye.
Okay.
Okay.
Back then, you do remember when, like, about the time when we first met, and then a bit when we started seeing, I was being basically rude to you. It was only because I kept blaming you that I ended up in this situation. I was just a stupid kid, thinking that the whole thing that my life was going to turn completely out of it is because I had magic in the first place. I just wanted to live a normal life, and I just felt out of it. But I guess that's kind of normal now. You know, because I'm no longer alone in this feeling. At least I have people who do care for me.
We all do, and I guarantee your friends do too. When I walked in a few minutes ago, I saw you sitting surrounded by people who cared about you. You had Dr. Whitewood sitting next to you. You had Vi sitting next to you. You had all those people surrounding you, caring about you, making sure that you were safe. And I guarantee if any harm were to come to you, they'd be by your side.
It's kind of strange. I wish that I did have friends, and now I'm surrounded by a lot of people who do care.
Mm-hmm.
including you. So thank you.
You're welcome.
She's like, she kind of puts her small hand on like Rai's hand, kind of saying before grasping onto it to show that she does care.
And remember, if you need me, even if I'm out, you can always send a crow.
She nods. Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, come on. Let me get you back to your group. And as you go to stand up, he's going to wrap his arms around you and give you a tight hug.
She goes to give a tight hug as well. Before just like saying, I'm sorry if I was a jerk back then.
You never were. As he pulls back, he'll give a light kiss to your forehead and walk you back to the rest of the group. But before you get back, we're going to go back a little bit in time to when Caleb enters the room. Caleb puts his hands on the back of your seat, Violet, and you can feel his fingers kind of tapping on your shoulder.
She's gonna turn around, kind of look at him and ask, is everything okay?
You see him kind of chewing on his lip. They're calling me back to be a protector.
What?
Yeah.
It's to be expected. You've been gone way too long as is.
Yeah. Wesley ensures my safety, but all protectors are being called back to the castle. To the school.
Why the hell? Why now?
I don't know. Wesley wants assistance also with figuring that out. He's also been called back.
I don't like this. I don't like this.
I don't like it either. After a few seconds, Vi speaks up. I can contact my mother and see if she's heard anything. Maybe she might
That'd
know.
be great.
Yeah. I'll call her in a bit. That way, at least you may know for the future. Caleb sighs. I don't like this.
I really don't like this. The timing is far too convenient.
Especially after you, Caro, talked to Apernath.
I would presume that this is another form of insurance.
After a second... Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. I was gonna say, I think Violet would just, like, reach up to Caleb's hand and squeeze it.
He'll squeeze it back. After a second, he'll look over at the other table of hunters Hey, Jonathan.
Yeah.
What are the chances that each individual group are preparing for war?
What now?
Yes. Like a major offensive. I understand that war has been going on now for a while, but that's only mostly been between vampires and hunters. It hasn't been between all the factions. What are the chances of that?
I have not noticed anything on the hunter's side outside of the ordinary. But I've also not been in contact for very long. You really are not asking the correct person here. If it is war, then it is very spontaneous. I'd assume that sort of mobilization would take a moment.
Do you think you could contact someone and check? I don't know how conspicuous that would be, though. That would be the only problem.
Well, I could try to be inconspicuous, but I cannot guarantee results. None of my colleagues are idiots, after all. Well, very few of them.
After a second, Christian looks up from his cup of coffee. What if I went in and asked?
How would that be less suspicious than me doing it?
I could do it kind of secretly, without you having to contact Gerald.
I was not going to contact Gerald. I was thinking more our direct colleagues rather than our superiors.
Valerie looks up. You know who you could contact, Jonathan?
Oh, a lot of people. Do you have someone specific in mind?
Yeah, I do.
By all means. Spare me the choice.
The person who gives us information for our missions. When we need information quietly.
Please tell me you were referring to the intelligence division and not...
You know who I'm talking about.
Are we that desperate yet?
She'd want money, potentially, or they would want money for info, but...
Yep. And it's not like we can requisition the money as of current, can we? So unless you've got some buried treasure underneath your bed or something, that would have to come out of my personal funds. You know, those personal funds I've been building up for years, that I wanted to retire on at some point soon. Those funds?
In aims of finding info.
Well, it is certainly an option, but I would consider it one of the last resorts rather than the very first. Unless, of course, you find the money somewhere. In that case, I have no objections to you contacting our benefactor. But as long as it's me paying, I'd prefer to exhaust avenues that do not cost me my retirement money first.
Christian looks at you. I could fork out the money, but does she take cash, card, or gold? That is the better answer.
How the fuck would I know? I've never directly paid for the info. I was only told how much it was in the aftermath when I was getting chewed out by the financial department.
They do like their money.
Yes, it's kind of their job. Which is another reason I do not really want to do this with my personal accounts, because, like, no offense, but I'd prefer to keep my personal accounts separate from this kind of bullshit.
Any other ideas?
Could start by, again, asking some of our colleagues. You know, asking for non-classified information, what they've been up to, you know. Any interesting missions lately? Small talk? Did you skip the infiltration classes?
You know, that's rude, Jonathan.
Yes, yes it is.
I think Jonathan needs more coffee.
I
Real
don't
quick,
think
out
Jonathan
of character.
cares.
Can we hear this conversation?
Oh yeah, you can fully on hear this
Okay.
conversation.
No, not exactly keeping
Neraina
it
hears
down.
that last part and pulls a face like, oh shit, and takes a quick swig out of a flask. Oh shit.
I can go in then and ask.
Mhm.
Is that okay? Oh, Mr. High and Mighty?
Damn.
I would just like to point out, Christian, even I would have started with that.
Okay. You know, you can go in, say, you know, we've hit a wall. I'm off investigating whatever. For some reason, you have a break. You reconnect with some friends. You do some small talk. Divulge some non-classified information about what we're doing here, so conversation gets flowing. It might cost you a few bucks if you take them out for drinks or something.
Fine. I will then contact you in a few days, then.
Mhm. Should you actually find no information, then we can talk about wasting some money. I
it
swear to
really a
God, if we
waste?
pay money and get nothing useful out of it, we'll sell your kidney to make up for it.
But I only have one kidney.
Wait,
What?
Where'd the other one go?
Where'd the other one
I-
go?
I
You
had
lost the other one the last time you suggested.
no. No. I had an injury towards it.
Oh,
Why
well,
I've been
that makes
it's
more
why I'm
sense.
stuck on desk duty and I don't do a lot of missions.
How the fuck haven't you keeled over yet?
Because you can live with one kidney?
He's not wrong.
Fair enough.
There's a lot of people who live with just one.
What if he was stuck on desk duty and like, okay, you know what? No, I'm not even gonna fucking question it.
Because clearly I can survive on one kidney.
Yeah.
Owen keeping
So
track
why
of
are
the
you on
medic-
desk duty?
Owen keeping track of the medical status of all the members of our team here is just gonna write that down in a little notebook.
Does anybody see
Understandable.
him doing that?
Are you
I-
taking an opportunity, Owen, to hide it?
No, just open the
out
window.
of character. There are worse things to only have one of, so
At least he has both balls.
yeah, he's not Hitler.
Oh,
Hang on, that's real?
Yes.
what?
I thought that was a shitpost.
No, at the risk of getting slightly off topic here, historically he got wounded at some point and lost one of his testicles, and according to the doctor who treated him, while he was being treated, he quote unquote cried like a little girl and asked if he could ever have children. So, you know,
That?
fun fact.
Wow. Huh.
Though to be fair, I think that's a fairly natural reaction to losing one of your testicles. But back
Possibly
to the
with
topic.
underdeveloped anesthesia.
Okay,
Back
then-
on
then
topic.
Okay.
You guys would see Owen pull out his notebook and start writing down something.
Taking
This
up a
would
new
not-
hobby, Owen.
This would not seem at all strange to Neraina. She writes random things too sometimes. So
I am the medic of this little group. I need to keep track of this kind of thing. I can't go, say, injecting him with anesthetic that would need both kidneys to function, so
legit.
See, Owen cares about me.
No one said they didn't care about you,
No
Christian.
one said they didn't care.
Well, who was that directed at, Nessie?
Jonathan.
Like, yes, but you know what I also care about? My finances.
Jonathan basically put on the red card to say, well, you know what's better than this? Money.
You know what's better than money? Fucking staying alive.
After
What's the point of
No,
having
you
a
could
lot
have
of
stopped after
money?
that first word, and that would have been fine.
after a few minutes of banter, you see both Chiara and Wesley turn the corner and join the rest of the group. You guys watch as Wesley gives a slight side hug to Chiara and then looks at Caleb, shrugs, and says, "You ready to get going?"
Oh, you're leaving today.
Oh,
You didn't tell them when? And Caleb just kind of sighs, his head down. He lightly kisses you on the cheek, Violet, and waves to the rest of the group. I'll be back. Hopefully, with everything attached.
I would hope everything stays attached. Otherwise, I would doubt your abilities.
He just shrugs, and Wesley then looks at you, Caro. You wanted to talk to me about something? Before I...
Yes, please.
Yeah. Caleb, I guess you can wait a little bit longer.
I would like to interject. Neraina's gonna look at Caleb, look at Violet, and then kind of hesitantly be like, you know, I always thought at times like this, you know, maybe you should kiss or something? Like, more than a kiss on the cheek? But maybe I'm wrong?
I'm not going to die, Neraina.
He's not gonna die.
Well, I don't know how this works. Just seems like Violet deserves more than a kiss on the cheek if you're leaving. But
Okay,
You
you know
do
what? I
you?
will acquiesce to that. I do deserve more than a kiss on the cheek, and she's gonna get up and kiss him.
You stand up, wrap your arms around Caleb, and full on do a deep kiss right in front of everyone.
Chiara is just going to just look at that and then just like look away, walking over to her seat. She needs.
Neraina's gonna turn to Silric and go, is that okay? I don't, I just, Never mind. It takes another swig.
Silric's just gonna put his arm around you, Neraina, and just hold you tight. You know what? Sometimes. Just
Just sometimes,
You
not even an
know.
explanation.
you know I love you.
Yeah, and you know I love you too. Looks at him questioningly.
You sweet innocent bean.
Blushes.
Caro. Wesley kind of takes you around the corner and then takes a second. What did you need?
I'd like to request you to keep me posted. I assume you could get hold of the Sealy Court fairly easily.
I know people who can.
Alright.
Sola
Anything
is
major?
more connected with them than I am.
Reasonably easily get in contact with her without raising any suspicion?
Yes.
Alright. Shit hits the fan, let Chandra know. And she'll get in contact with me.
I can technically get in contact directly with you pretty quickly anyway, because
You can, but not without raising questions.
not if I
But I'm not
contact
technically
Chiara
part of the guild
first.
anymore.
I can contact Chiara first. Or I can contact Caleb and he can come too. I have my
That-
ways, Caro.
That can work. But do try to keep Chandra in the loop.
I will.
We are going to need the seal.
I know plenty of the Elven court that can get in contact with Chandra pretty quickly as she sits on both courts. So if I personally can't get in contact with her, I guarantee I can contact someone.
And you have to leave today.
Yes, unfortunately.
Alright, I'll see if I can... Would you be willing to arrange a teleport quick before you leave?
Where do you need to go?
Chandra's place.
It's highly protected.
I have ways.
Okay, I think I can, yes.
Alright. I'll see if I can convince Neraina to take a rest at the court as opposed to...
Okay.
I just can't risk having a mishap again.
A mishap? Am I missing something?
Oh, I have teleportation. It's just inconsistent.
I see. Let me see what I can do. If I
It'd be appreciated.
cannot, I am really sorry.
It's all good. I can always take the risk.
Yeah,
Alright, thank you.
no problem. After a bit, Violet, Caleb pulls away, shakes his head. You get me into the worst messes ever. You know that?
Hey, you're the one who chose to be with me.
I did. And he's going to hug you tight, and you feel him slip something into your pocket. He'll lightly kiss you on the head again, and then begin to walk away towards Wesley.
She'll call after him. Look after yourself, okay?
He'll turn, and he'll give you a nod, and say back, I always do. And the two of them will walk away. After a few seconds, Caro, you receive a text message from Wesley saying, the protections are too great that none of my spells will go through.
Got it. It's fine. Good news, Neraina. We can wait today.
Oh, okay.
Wesley can't get us where we need to go anyway.
Oh, back to... Okay. Alright. So, we wait a day and then go? Or...
You said you wanted the rest.
Yeah, I could... There's something I need to do, with one of my weapons. So, I mean, it shouldn't take more than an hour, but I'd rather get it done today. So,
Yeah, of course.
having the time won't hurt.
Maybe you can take care of other people's weapons too. If you're up for
You already... yeah, absolutely. Then her eyes kind of light up and she goes, Jonathan, Owen, either of you want your guns to be a little bit better?
Well, I wouldn't be against it.
If you give it to me, I can have it back to you within an hour.
Better how?
Understandable question.
Let me, as the player, double check exactly what I can do. Actually, I think I can only do it to one weapon. Well, I can make it so you won't have to reload your gun. Called repeating shot.
Won't have to reload it at all.
With ammunition, pretty sure. Double checking. Sorry.
Hang on, do I hear free ammo?
It literally, out of character, it literally just says you can infuse a simple or martial weapon with the ammunition property into a repeating weapon.
In other
So I'm-
words,
Yes.
no ammo is
Oh,
no
free
longer-
ammo.
Yeah. Free, in other words, you don't have to reload your ammo. But I can only do it to one gun.
Well, I don't need that. I have enough ammo on me and I can always requisition more. It's one of the few things I can requisition with zero suspicion.
Okay. Looks at Owen. Are you still interested?
Sure, why not? And I'll hand over my own pistol.
All right. She'll take it and carefully tuck it into a belt and say, I will get that done today along with mine.
As I hand off my own pistol, I'm going to switch Anwin's pistol to sort of my main
Okay.
holster.
Would Neraina notice that since he's handing her his other gun?
You'd see him kind of swap holsters.
Okay. She's just gonna... I think she just kind of clocks it, maybe catches his eye for a second, gives a small nod, but doesn't say anything. All right. Yeah, I'll work on that today, and then she'll turn to Silric. Is there anything you need to do today?
Just relax. Unless we want to go, say, back to the castle and see everyone.
Maybe. How are we gonna get there, though?
Caro.
So, hear me out.
Listening.
That was the plan anyway.
I was about to say, wasn't that
after
part of the
we
plan?
stop at the court.
Yeah, that was part of the plan. So we'll be there within a day anyway, or
Okay,
possibly
so-
two.
In a few days.
That's
A few
kind of the
days,
plan.
then.
Continue relaxing today. Hope we get information back and just kind of chill out.
Yes.
All right. In that case, I'm gonna go get started on these, just so I make sure they get done. I'll have yours back to you. Give me 2 hours, possibly 3, to get everything done, Owen, and I'll get you your gun back. And
Thank
you won't have to worry about ammo. Fair warning, if I go down, I am pretty sure that is that will end the ammo. So just be aware.
I don't think that's the case.
No,
Oh no.
it's safe.
Oh.
No, not with infusions.
Oh, okay.
Infusions
Oh,
have a
the
different
infusion.
end case.
The infusion. Okay. Your
It only
infusion
goes down if
remains
you
in an.
die.
Okay. Hold on, I have it right here. Your infusion remains in an item indefinitely, but when you die, the infusion vanishes after 5 days have passed.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna pause here for this. For death to occur to a character, you must go down, and then you must lose all your saving throws.
Okay, so if Neraina goes down but is revived, it doesn't count. The infusion will stay. Okay, good to know. So
If you go
there
down
is
and then actually die.
Yeah.
If
fair
you
warning,
fail
and-
the saves and
Mhm.
die,
you have
and then are
5 days, and
resurrected
then-
within the 5 days, you're good.
Yes. And
So,
I'm assuming that the cleric
Yeah.
has resurrection
Oh.
at some point.
So, fair warning,
That's
Owen,
13th level.
as our cleric, if I die, and I do mean almost permanently die, and you can't bring me back within 5 days, this infusion to your gun will end. But I have faith that you all will find a way to resurrect.
I'm sure that I'm a good enough doctor that won't happen.
As am I. I am just letting you know that this is a distinct possibility.
Never thought that I would hear the conversation of death coming from Neraina.
I'm not stupid. I know what we're up against.
No, I get that. It's just like it's
Look-
a little strange coming from you.
I just haven't ever voiced it. I know it's there.
I think
But
Death
and she'll
comes
kinda
for
look-
everyone
she-
eventually.
But she'll look at Silver. She goes, I have things to really live. I have people to live for now. So I didn't say anything.
You're so cheesy, you know that, right?
I'm not trying to be. Just trying
You
to
don't
be
have to.
honest. Right. Well, she's gonna stutter for a second, and then I'm gonna go get started on these. If you need me, you know where to find me.
Do you want me to come with you?
Yes, I would like that.
After you kind of go, you get to around where Violet is when he asks you that, and as he stands up from the table, my lady calls. And he continues behind you as you guys head upstairs.
There's a squeak from Neraina, and she's just like, "You cheesy!" And the door closes behind her.
Smug bastard.
Hey, she's got a good one.
I feel like that's his character, Caro. I feel
Yeah.
like he is very much a smug bastard.
Unironically, I think that's kind of good for her.
Yeah.
What do the rest of you want to do? I believe, Owen, you wanted to do something.
Yes, I was just waiting to see if anyone else wanted to voice something first.
Nah, Chiara's just gonna be like sitting on a chair.
Your legs kind of hanging off the edge as you kind of kick up and down.
Kind of, but it's also like more like she is also like feeling a little bit of her forehead being like out of it.
Small thing throwing this out here. If anybody happens to find my cat, let me know. I seem to have lost her.
Do you mean in the D&D?
Yes.
The
I
cat's
know, where my,
somewhere.
I know where my actual cat is.
I would
Sometimes
hope you
after-
knew where the Artie child was.
if it was a void cat, then I rest my case on a void cat being somewhere in the room when it's dark. You can barely see.
No, Artie is not a void cat, but no. But yeah, if anybody happens to find Astra, please let me know where she is. She ran off at some point, and I haven't seen her.
Have you tried
Chances are Astra
getting
will
out?
find me.
I was gonna say, have you tried any treats or things that might lure her out? Looks at Tanwin.
Hey,
Well,
I
she
need
hasn't-
him yet.
I mean, I haven't seen. I mean, for all I know, she could be in the kitchen looking for something to eat.
Just tie Tanwin to like a long stick on a string and then start waving him around.
Yeah, like the pig, like the pig.
Okay, hold on.
Dude.
Do you voice this, Jonathan?
No, of course not. This is not a Jonathan thought. This is a JH thought.
It's definitely a Jonathan thought.
No, it's
could be.
not.
No, it's not. This man is like blunt as shit. He would not be able to be this crude. It's a JH thought of like him being menacing in the
No,
background.
come
Be like,
on,
yes.
it'd be funny.
For the funnies.
For the funnies.
The funnies are also a JH thing and not a Jonathan thing. So
I mean, I could say it as Violet because Violet would totally say that.
yeah, see, you have permission to borrow my jokes for your characters, since I just made them, so there are no credit issues.
Okay, then Violet will say, "Well, I could just tie Tanwin to a stick and like lure him around like one of those cat toys."
I was gonna say more of a pig with a carrot.
I just said I needed him.
I'm not gonna actually do it.
It's
I
not-
have more respect for him than that.
And we'll raise an eyebrow at that.
What?
Is gonna turn back to the table.
It's just, is there any food that the cat likes specifically? Maybe you could lure her out with
Salmon.
food.
A lot of salmon.
Understandable. It's very cat-like.
Mm.
Sam.
It's also something that she probably had an abundance of in my house.
Hmm.
Your mother's a reasonable person. I'm sure she kept plenty of food for you.
Also, just briefly out of character, I can't imagine that a cat with literal wings would not spend its time hunting birds.
That is also true.
That's very
Cats
true.
already hunt birds if they get the opportunity to, but this cat can literally fly after them.
Is this a JH
That's-
saying or Jonathan saying?
Again.
Now I'm picturing a World War II plane dog fight, but with like a bird and the cat.
Like an eagle versus a trestle.
I love that.
It's
funny.
just
That's
like
kind of adorable.
I'm also now, I
was-
had the mental visual of like an eagle diving down on the trestle with like a stuka noise.
Yeah.
it was like, can that happen, please? Let the cat be outside just chasing birds.
Let the cat have the out!
You don't know where
Okay.
the cat is.
I wish
don't
to
know
come
where the cat
into
is.
the out now.
Okay, back in character. Okay, brain. Oh, and didn't you want to speak to my dad about something?
Yes, about a couple things actually, but yes, I would like to do that today.
Alright, I can take you up there.
Valerie speaks up. Why don't we all go rest for the day and then tomorrow reconvene and figure out where we're all going?
You know what? That sounds like a fantastic idea.
I think we all need like an actual proper rest, even though we stayed in bed for a bit. I think we need an entire day off. Just-
Didn't you wake 2 rooms up?
Listen, the prices they have to pay for getting a good and decent meal for the day.
Yes, I could.
We could have gotten up at any time, Chiara.
But it's more fun when you have people with us.
It's also a lot of fun to have actual good rest.
Out of character. It's a good thing Neraina's not hearing this from Chiara. She would have something to say.
You know what? Tell you what, Chiara, to appease both the rest and the meal, how about we all rest for today and then meet back up for dinner?
Yeah,
Does that work for you?
yep, that works.
Okay, sounds good to me.
Text that to Neraina so she knows.
Violet's gonna
Yes,
take her
please.
phone out and direct text Neraina, hey, we're gonna meet up for dinner later today. You down?
I assume it'll pop up within a few seconds of being sent.
Yeah, after a bit, you get that text message as you and Silric sit down in your room.
She'll look at Ash and go, they all want to meet up for dinner and they want to know if we're down to join them. I'd be up for it. I just need a couple hours to do this and then we can relax, maybe have a chat until dinner.
I don't mind that at all.
Okay. She'll text Violet back. We'll be there. Just let us know a time when you figure that out.
You receive that text back, and then Violet, you stand up, as well as everyone else in the dining hall, and you all head up to your respected bedrooms. Ian kind of heads towards his bedroom, laying down, closing the door, while Christian decides to stay with you, Jonathan, and Valerie. Caro, you head to your room with Vi. Chiara, you decide to lay down in your room. And that leaves Owen, Violet, and Caro. As you guys head up the door, you guys kind of waited around till the end. And as you head up the door, head up the stairs, you hear scratching at the door of where you're starting to head, or trying to head.
Where?
I think
Ooh.
we've found our little cat.
And you hear this light little meow. Meow. Meow.
To be honest, I was happy. Listen.
Some cats
Hey,
are
hey,
truly special.
Listen, it's better than.
Over.
I was
gonna
gonna
walk
say
over and pick the cat up.
I was gonna say it's
As you
better than
pick
the
the cat up, it goes.
Well, that's one mystery solved.
I was gonna say it's better than a screeching cat, but I think I rest my case.
You need to chill, madam. You need
Why am I-
need to chill. She's directing this at the cat. She's gonna scratch the cats.
Cats? As in more than one?
No, I was gonna say the cat's head, but then I lost my train of thought.
Keep
I don't think I have enough caffeine in my system.
Potentially not.
Drink more.
Child.
Drink, quench your thirst. With
Well,
coffee.
Caffeine time.
I don't need caffeine. It's fine.
Mhm.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
As you guys pass by, Valerie will kind of poke her head out. Jesus Christ! That was your cat?
Okay, big cat, loud noises. Would you expect anything less?
I don't know. And she just kind of turns around and closes the door behind her.
Just be glad you don't have this thing on your shoulders.
Okay. So the four of you, or the three of you plus Cat, stand at the door. Violet, do you knock?
Yes.
You knock, and after a few seconds, you see the door open, and your father opens the door.
Did you guys not hear the cat complaining?
Oh, we completely zoned them out, dear. a while ago.
I see.
He kind of steps back and lets the group of you in. I didn't expect everyone to show up. Well, he shuts the door and goes back to sitting at the bed.
I am not seeing anything on the map.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Scuff. It had to happen.
I'm reloading it just in case.
I can see perfectly fine.
Oh, it might be a me thing then.
Yeah, just refresh the page and bring it back in.
Or
Yeah, 'cause you're on the
zoom all the
character.
way out and then zoom back in.
Yep.
No.
Because I also
No, I'm
can't
not-
see JH's character either and where his character is. Even
I
though
thought they were
I
in the room.
should
I'm-
be able to.
Weird.
I'm just out there.
I'm in a
I
bed.
can't see shit.
I can't see shit. Hold on, I'm gonna back out of the.
Give me a moment, I
Roll20
see
and
what's
get back
wrong.
in.
Ta-da.
Scuff.
Okay. Scuff.
Constant scuff.
Always with the scuff.
I figured
Anyway.
it out.
Woo! I can see shit now.
Hooray!
Brah,
Okay.
there was a problem with the character. It's fine.
It's all good. Okay, back in. Violet will just set the cat down. Well, I mean, I, in general, just wanted to hang out with you two. Because, you know, reasons.
Of course, dear. And your mother talks. Oh, and you see Violet's mother kind of turn in her seat. Describe your mother, Violet.
She is, well, pretty much what you would expect from a high elf. A bit taller than Violet. Very, very, very fair skin. About waist length, light purple hair, and very, very dark purple eyes.
Oh, and you were told earlier that Violet's mother may be able to translate something for you.
I was told it was her father.
Or potentially her father.
But that can come later in the conversation. Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. Shepard.
Good to see you, Dr. Whitewood.
This might sound like a odd question, but you wouldn't happen to have history of my family, would you?
Depends on which Whitewoods. I knew a few Whitewoods as I was working in the Hunter Society earlier, like when I was younger.
Yes, my family have been part of the society. My father was Norman Whitewood.
I did work with a Norman Whitewood. And your mother, is she Dorothy?
Yes.
So you're Norman and Dorothy's kid. I see. I did know them. I knew both of them quite well. I am sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Norman and I
Yes.
were part of the same team.
That would explain why the photograph was... Yes, anyway.
Photograph.
Owen's going to slightly freeze for a moment, knowing that he's kind of going to have to explain that he went to the house. There was a photograph of my parents' wedding. There was a message from your father on the back. Just a normal wedding message.
I was their best man. I was often at Norman's house growing up. We were close. Unfortunately, towards a few years after Dorothy became pregnant, we had a falling out. It was a disagreement over it's hard for me to say this, but it was a disagreement over how the Vampire Hunter Society was going to be dealing with the vampiric problem. Vampires were rampant at the time, and, well, we had heard from the grapevine that potentially witches were working with them, and of course, me married to my wife. Norman at the time didn't know who I had married. I kept it quiet because he had anti-views on various non-humans, for lack of a better word.
Just non-humans.
It was more than that.
Lovely.
Unfortunately, it was product of our time. Half-breeds were a lot less. It was just something that came out of the war. Soon after I had been at your parents' wedding, Owen, I married my wife, and my views started to change. I, at the time, had very similar views to your father. I'm sorry to have to break the news like this to you.
It wasn't exactly a secret. I never claimed my father was a perfect man.
No man is.
Still, if it's not too much to ask, could I possibly ask a favor in private?
Of course. Curious how I can help you.
You wouldn't happen to know Infernal, would you?
You see him kind of raise an eyebrow and then look at his wife. I don't, but Minerva does. I know a little bit of Celestial, which is the opposite. And at that, you see Violet's mother kind of stand up and look at you. Why do you need me to translate Infernal? It's not a common language.
I have a document pertaining to my sister. It's partially written in Infernal.
Okay, so you are telling me that she was a fiendish warlock.
Yes. I'm trying to get her out of her pact. Even if she is resigned against the idea.
The only way that you can do that is if you get a hold of the document itself. Or you kill whoever she has made a pact with.
That is why I was hoping you would be able to translate this. And with that, I'm going to take the journal out of my pocket. Not my pocket, out of my storage, I guess. I don't know how I'm exactly carrying shit, but you know what?
Yeah, I know what you mean. You take it out of your pocket. Do you hand it to her?
Not quite yet. I want to kind of confirm that she is willing to translate it for me before I hand it over.
Do you ask her?
That is what I have been asking so far, yes.
Okay. She looks at the book. I can attempt. If you would wait a few minutes, I can completely translate it for you as long as it's not too in depth.
It's not large sections of the journal, it's just a few pages. And to that, I'm going to hand it over and sort of. I imagine over the night I was reading it, I would have bookmarked various passages in the sections you wrote out for me.
Okay. You hand her over the book, and she takes it from you. You see her face, she kind of cocks her head at it. Are you aware of what type of book this is?
I know it's not good.
This essentially is a diary that holds a consciousness in it.
What?
Many times, mages of all sorts would put essentially their own conscious into, well, a book.
And who's in this one?
From when I read it, I couldn't figure that out.
most people won't be too keen on telling who they are. But this is demonic in nature. Whoever it may be could potentially be her patron. You need to be very careful with this book.
And I have been. I just need the sections translated if I'm to help Anwin.
Okay, and you understand to not write in it. Do not be tempted.
That has been very clear from what I have read so far.
Okay. And with that, she'll sit down on the chair and start to look over it. So she starts looking over and finding your notes. This first part. Do you see where all these symbols are kind of spaced out?
Yes.
She is just learning the language. It's nothing major, actually. It's literally she's just learning the alphabet. But the interesting thing about Infernal is much like other languages, say, in our world, say like Chinese, for example, combining two letters may not necessarily give you the word you would think, much like sign language, that there are different hand motions for an entire word compared to spelling it out. This beginning part is she's just learning the language. This would have happened in August of 2020, it looks like. And it seems like her writing seems to get better over time. Up to a point. She starts to learn basic potions, it looks like. To craft a potion of healing, you need a flask of any quality and material which can at least hold 200 milliliters of liquid. Then you will need distilled and therefore pure water, a gemstone with a value of 25 gold, which has been ground down to a fine powder. Distilling the water and grinding the gemstone both take quite some time. Afterward, you must mix the two components and cast, quote-unquote, cure wounds on them. If you do as described, you will gain a potion of healing. The whole process sums up to 1 day's work. So it's her learning basic potions. There's a few of them here. None of them seem horrific, per se. Let me look through them. So she starts listing off potions she's learned. Fire breath, healing, poison, even invisibility. And she goes into detail about how to make each. There's several pages of just that alone. Nothing too scarring, I guess. Let's see here. She's learning how to cast a bolt of fire and the incantation with it. So that's not horrific at all. That's actually...
This is starting to sound like a rudimentary spell book, almost.
In a way, he's... I would say he, just by his writing. Definitely doesn't look like female handwriting unless it's used as a way to mask it. But it doesn't look any sort of evil. However,
when you reach the later sections, it definitely makes its intentions more known.
contacting and conjuring patron of the hells. To contact me to bind your pack officially, you must first create your first divination ritual. Collect incense, sulfur, phosphorus, and either water or sand. Use the sulfur and phosphorus to make a 10 by 10 circle on top of the bed of at least 10 feet of soft clay. For 1 hour, light your incense continuously, and during the last minute of the last stick, use it to light the circle and say the following words, which I will not repeat as I do not want to conjure up someone of the hells. Please and thank you. Lord of Hellfire. You watch, she puts down the book and heads over to the drawer next to you, Tanwin, and goes through it for a second. And
Sorry, I'm not gonna interrupt.
Okay,
you.
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna ask, Lord of Hellfire, does that mean anything to Violet? Because she was in the Coven.
Roll a religion check.
Okay.
Would that know anything? Would Tanwin know anything about that? Given, he generally likes studying
No.
and learning.
You would not.
If I roll a
11.
history or Arcana check for it.
Nope.
Yeah, no.
All right, that's an 11. That's kind of.
With 11, you know that there are several male presenting devils, but typically when you talk about lords, so like when you talk about Asmodeus, her name means something. Usually it states Asmodeus, Queen of the Hells. That's how that's usually dictated. However, he doesn't outright say his name, which means he's not an archdevil, potentially a lower leveled devil. As a few minutes pass, you see your mother pull out a booklet and read through a few passages. Lord of Hellfire is a very specific saying. Not many devils use that term, especially this devil is clearly not stating his name. That makes me think it's not one of the archdevils. Could be a lower.
I was thinking the same thing.
Could be a potentially lower one. And she is clearly trying to conjure him to make this pact. That is what she is doing on December 2022.
And knowing what's happened with Anwin since, we know that succeeded.
And it cost your father his life.
Yes.
She left to protect you.
I am aware.
I need you to meet with Victor Iote. He works with my mistress, and he has a proposition for you. meet at Club Euphoria. There you'll meet a few people. Some of them may be seen as enemies for now, but use them till we find out more. Clearly, it is a subservient of Asmodeus. And there are not many of those.
I'm assuming there's still too many to narrow it down to a single one.
I don't know who it could be.
Well, I guess that's the next mystery to solve.
Yeah. There's Alice Storm, the Executioner. There's Balberith, who is the Watcher. There's Marinette, who is the Constable. And Metastopheles, the Protector of Ice. Could be any of them.
Don't suppose there would be a way to figure out which one based off of traces of magic?
Not really.
Damn. Well, we've got 4 names.
Could be any of them.
Could be.
Well, it's something to think about, and if we can't solve it in this room, then I guess we'll have to wait for more details to arise.
Honestly, we're already going to be heading out to do some research, so it's not like it's going to slow us down to add another word to look out for.
It's really sad what has happened to your sister.
I'll save her.
If you need anything from us, Owen, we can help you. At least we can try.
as much as this whole situation has angered me, I'd rather not see you lose another member of your family if it can be helped.
I'm happy you're on my side.
You helped me get my parents back. Let me help you get your sister back.
Owen's just going to nod silently.
From here, we're going to take a short break.
All right.
I think it's a good stopping point for a short
Mhm.
break. So, good time for it.
Good time.
Some interesting information.
Very.
Nessie, is it possible you could send me a written list of those names?
I did. I put it in your notes on your page.
What page?
Your document, your backstory document.
I'm gonna need to find that again.
It's in your documents. I'm gonna go get dinner, so I'll be
In
right
the drive.
back.
Okay.
I think I'm, yeah.
Ooh.
You know, the game is set in 2025.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been 1 year in the future since we started because it's relating to events in main series that we haven't covered yet.
Okay, so if we want to be really annoying, we could go like, oh yeah, by the way, who's the president right now?
No.
No!
Please no. Don't torture
Or
us.
just
like
say that America abolished its presidential system.
At this point. Anyway. That was a fun bombshell.
That
It
was
was like,
something.
now all the presidents died in short succession, so like Crusader King style, it got passed down to Jeff the homeless bum.
I mean, the homeless bum might at
I
least
will
be able to
return
do
in a little bit.
something. Okay.
Some random person found a document from the 1800s that means by some weird technicality, the Prime Minister of Canada was automatically made president.
I mean, at this point, anything's possible around here.
The US gets re-annexed by the UK.
Again, at this point, might not be a bad thing. I don't know.
But like with the US being that powerful, they could then again Crusader King style form a dissolution faction and then finally dissolve the United Kingdom once and for all, and then everyone is happy.
Are they though? Are they?
Most
Yes.
people are happy.
Okay.
I would only tolerate the United Kingdom's existence if they teamed up with France and took over the world.
I
No,
wouldn't.
I would not do that.
Thought we were friends again, France.
With all due respect, Napoleon IV will have his empire.
No. Even when they're not in power, they number themselves for some reason. They have continually numbered themselves even though they haven't been in power. The Napoleons still number themselves.
Yeah, but like,
That's
why do you
funny.
have to conquer with the UK? Can't you just conquer the UK?
The thing is, the UK historically is better at naval warfare.
Remember, you guys are
So?
still being recorded.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we know.
And the answer to that is get good.
The answer to that is
The answer to that is, I'm
excessive
sorry,
force.
we have several territories to defend. We don't have the time to dump into our navy like UK did because it was on an island, basically impenetrable.
Again, the answer is excessive force.
The word
You
of the
have-
day is excessive force.
Force.
I made Zeta's day.
I've finally been given the translator that you used for it.
Yay!
Aha!
I got chips.
Ooh. Are they good?
I'm back and I have candy.
Woohoo!
I should warm up my food.
Probably.
I should have. It was like I wanted to, but I was like, is it too early to eat? But I
No.
think it's gonna.
Hello, babe.
Ah, it's
You
a
do get
Hikaru,
kisses
I'm
from the
assuming.
DM.
Oh. No.
Apple, bat, car, deer, elephant, fox, gap, home, igloo.
Fuck is this? Some military?
Basic primary words.
Yeah,
For Ronos like that Alpha Charlie Foxtrot type spelling. But no, that's just random words.
Well, to be fair, we're not going to be teaching. We're not going to be using words like that. Military type words for
longing,
Words.
rusted, furnace, daybreak, 17, benign, 9, homecoming, 1, freight car.
That is the Winter Soldier's activation
Yes,
phrase.
it is.
I recognize some of those words. Why did you know that by heart, though? I only know some.
I looked it up.
Yeah,
Ah.
I just remember that it ended on freight car, and there was and that the numbers were in there somewhere. Oh yeah, like you started out with animals, and I was like, "The fuck is this? Naruto hand seals or some shit?" But then you had igloo for some reason. I was like, "Okay, no, what the fuck?" So, what was that?
The first one was the just list of random words that Anwin wrote in the thing to learn the alphabet.
Like I said, primary words. More
And then
or
I googled the Winter Soldier activation phrase after you started joking about it being like military code.
I'm to this day not entirely certain how plausible such activation phrases are, because I never actually looked into how sleeper agents work. Like, I don't think it's that easy, but
Mm.
you know, you can do weird stuff with the psyche. I mean, it's also Marvel, so it doesn't actually matter if it would work or not. They don't care.
Yeah, no, they don't.
But it's better if it would.
If anyone would like to see the bullet.
Hmm. Aww. The problem child.
Yes. The one who always sneaks into my room the moment I open the fucking door.
Like I
Yeah,
demand
that's
attention,
you, little
human.
shit. Ow!
Oh.
Nipple!
Ow.
Ow!
Ow.
Shit!
Is he the one with the horribly spelled name?
Yes.
Yes. Freaking Phineas.
Not spelled like it should be.
Don't
Mhm.
you me? You know damn well you don't get to play with the power cord. No power cords. Okay.
I'm gonna think of that meme of the shark eating the fiber optic cables. I love eating fiber optic cables.
No. You get to be up
And, of course,
claws into my neck. If you dig your claws into my neck, I'll shoot you. Ow!
when I think about shark memes, of course, one particular shark meme is never far off.
Get rotated, idiot.
Get rotated, idiot.
Rotate the cat.
I will
And
rotate.
a cat is basically a living gyroscope. You're not going to rotate it.
It's been rotated. Hi, Kayla.
I seem to remember seeing a video about a cat in
close.
a zero-G environment and them absolutely having no idea what to do.
Yeah, cats are living gyroscopes.
Thank you.
So, if you remove the gravity, they get confused. But to be fair, humans also get confused, except our brains are more capable of adapting to that sort of shit. So, because not knowing where the fuck up and down is actually not that foreign of an idea to our brain. Happens often enough.
Yeah.
Our gyroscopes are sort of like functional compared to the cat, which you could probably use to steer a rocket.
You could use a cat to do a lot of things. Steering
You
a
could use a
rocket is
pigeon to
but
steer a
one.
bomb.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
You could use a chicken to steady a camera.
That
Chickens-
works.
Chickens have gyroscopic necks. They can keep their heads perfectly steady if you just move the body.
Well, they can, but will they?
Yes.
Oh.
If they have something to look at, yes. Now, technically, this is a skill humans can learn too. But we can also just build a stabilizer. We can also just build a gyroscope.
Are you guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
To build
Let's
a
do this.
gyroscope?
Yes, build a gyroscope. All the gyroscopes. Yes.
We are gyroscope.
We are gyroscopes. Now, with the group that is in with Violet's parents, as well as Tanwin and Owen, would you guys like to talk about anything else?
I don't think so.
I mean, I guess we could list out a game plan.
I feel like a game plan is going to be better when the whole group is assembled.
Makes sense, yeah. Then I guess Violet will just, well, what time is it, Nessie?
It's a little past midday. Maybe like 12:30, 1 p.m.
Okay, so it's not 5 o'clock yet. She's probably
It's
just gonna
5
say,
o'clock somewhere.
Somewhere.
she's probably gonna just like, sit up and just be like, well, it's not even 5 o'clock, but I could use a drink. Anybody want to join me?
At
Might as well.
1 p.m.
A perfectly reasonable hour.
It's been a week.
She's gonna laugh like, Mom, don't act like you haven't had a glass of wine before noon either.
That's wine. That's much different, dear.
Sure.
Anwin is going to stare at her with a sort of really expression.
Mama, I love you, but don't act like Caleb and I didn't drive you nuts when we were kids.
Entirely. The both of you.
Exactly.
Go ahead. Your father and I will be up here, I guess. And she sits next to Astra and starts petting her head.
Owen, you in?
Sure, I'll have a couple.
All right, then I guess we're gonna go down to the bar and have some drinks.
Okay, so the three of you head downstairs and go to chill out. Now, any other group want to talk?
Neraina, I would like Neraina to have a conversation with Silric when she's done doing her thing.
Okay. Anyone else?
No.
Okay. So after about an hour or so, Neraina, you finish up the weapon, take a breath of relief finally after working on it for so long, and you see Silric just kind of sitting on the bed. He looks to be cleaning the armor that had been given to him and making sure it's polished.
Neraina's gonna stand up from where she was sitting and working on Owen's gun and stretch the kinks out and then kind of look at the armor and go, so that's the armor, huh?
Yeah, it's really nice. This is craftsmanship I've never seen before. Like,
She's gonna wander over and kind of take a look at it as he's polishing it.
roll
mean,
a
I guess-
craft, Neraina.
A craft?
Mm-hmm.
That's
We
no,
don't
that's
have
not-
that
that's
yet.
not
not a D&D
That's
skill.
tomorrow,
Nessie.
Ness.
That's-
What? Okay,
that's tomorrow.
yeah, there's a skill for it. Un momento.
Where are you right now, Nessie? In that
It's
I can
based on
do-
the tool, and artificers get to use intelligence for that.
Okay, so roll me an intelligence check.
Okay.
I am mixing different things. Sorry, my brain has gone
Mixing
fuzzy.
system.
Yeah,
That's
mixing
just my
systems.
That's just my modifier, correct?
Correct.
That would be +5. Dirty 20.
With a dirty 20, as you look at it, you're fairly familiar with some metalwork as you had watched your old mentor work with metals of different varieties, as he was primarily a metal worker and a tool crafter. Like, you have that background. And as you start to look at it, something seems very familiar with it. It looks dwarven craft-esque.
Oh, that
That-
does.
just typing that.
Huh.
As you look at it closer and you kind of touch it and you kind of feel its weightiness, it feels like mithril.
Huh.
This would be highly expensive.
That's interesting. That's very interesting. Huh. You need to say thank you again. Do you have any idea how good this is?
I understand it's pretty strong. Like,
I think this might be mithril.
even the king puts us in that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is dwarven make and mithril. Like, this looks like something my mentor Tholbrek might have made. Or I don't think he made it, but you know, he'd make similar stuff. That's quite a gift. That's quite a find. I need to ask Violet about this. Or her parents.
Maybe. Because it's pretty good. Like, what's nice about it is if you are saying it's mithril of some kind, that means I can wear it under my clothes. It acts as almost a barrier.
That would be good.
You watch him kind of remove. You watch him kind of remove his top jacket, leaving his undershirt on, and he kind of slips it on and starts tying the ties.
She'll kind of reach out and be like, "Do you want some help with that?"
Yes, please.
She'll help him. She'll ask him to make sure she's getting it right as she helps him get it on.
And then he kind of puts his green shirt over it and buttons everything up. You can't even tell I'm wearing armor.
She'll take a look and no, and then she'll kind of poke at him. Can she feel it under his clothes though?
It's little bit. You can feel that there's almost like it's a little bit stiffer than his normal clothes would be, or his normal armor. And you see him kind of jump up and down. You can hardly hear this. I can move around perfectly fine? Damn.
Not gonna lie, that makes me feel a lot better.
Hell yeah, it makes me feel better.
Like, I know you can handle yourself, but knowing you have this, it's reassuring.
Hey, if it makes you feel better, I feel better for it. Just so you know, Neraina, this bumps his armor class to 20.
Oh.
Holy shit.
Okay, we're gonna
And
have to change it on
as-
his character sheet.
I did already. And as Caro stated, this does classify as heavy armor. However,
Okay.
mithril does allow for you not to have a disadvantage with stealth, and it does give those added protections.
Okay.
He has a higher, I think
Well
he has
then.
the same dex as you too.
That's funny. That's awesome. So Neraina's gonna watch him making or doing all this stuff. And Ash, can I ask you something?
Sure.
So Caleb and Wesley got called back. Do you think there's any likelihood that you'll need to go back and stay with the king?
I don't want to tell you no. Because the last thing I
Understandable.
want to do is lie to you about it.
And I appreciate that, it's why I'm asking. Because, the mate bond and everything. And
I don't believe so. He has plenty of knights and protectors all over him. He has a whole army, in fact. And at that, with his connections with the Feywild and the other elven councils, I guarantee that there would be some sort of message sent out if we were
Okay.
to be prepping for war. I would, of course, ask the king to stay by your side. I think
I was also going to ask, when we go back, did you tell the king about us? Does he know?
he is fully aware, yes.
Okay. Because I was going to say, if he doesn't, we should probably tell him.
I informed him when I met with him for the first time after it happened. As he is my employer, he needed to know, as it could cause complications with my work.
I get it, and I trust you. So, but I the last thing I want to do is interfere with your job, with your livelihood. So
You never
You know, I'm-
would.
you say that now, but
Interestingly enough, because of the position I am in, as one of the king's personal knights, I can take on a lady for the court at any point in time.
okay. What does that mean exactly for me?
You become a lady in waiting for either one of the sisters.
Oh.
Or you become one of the finest craftsmen in Il Satora and you work personally for the king.
I think I'd do better at the second option, honestly.
Up to you.
I don't think I'd make a good lady in waiting.
Either or, I think I can convince him. We're similar age, so.
I just want you to know that if it comes down to it, if you need to stay there, we'll figure it out. I really, really hope we don't have to separate. I think it would, be detrimental to both of us now, but I do understand you have a duty to the king.
I may have a duty to the king, but my duty is to you first.
She's just gonna kind of grin sheepishly and just go, "You have such a way with words, you know that, right?"
I have been told. And he's gonna grab your hand and kind of pull you to him. He's kind of sat down on the bed and kind of pulls you to him.
She hugs him and and then she's gonna pull away and kind of grin at him mischievously and go, "Oh, by the way, my dad wants to have a chat with you at some point. Just so you know."
I'm gonna take care of that after a very, 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 very long time.
This is my dad we're talking about. You might not have a choice on when you have this conversation.
He's an Il Sator, right? Yeah.
No, he out of character. I thought he was at Club Euphoria because he came with us.
He was sent over to Il Satora by Victoria.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know. Back in character. Well, we'll be going there. Don't be surprised if he corners you at some point.
You know, I'm really good at getting out of tight corners. You know that, right?
Ash.
Yeah.
I am asking you to talk to my dad. Or if he catches up with you, let him have his time with you. I am asking this of you.
I can do this for you.
Besides, the sooner you do, the sooner it's over with.
I hate that you're logical, but first,
So do I.
he is going to grab a hold of your waist. And do you let him flip you over? Or do you attempt to stand still?
I think she'd be kind of caught by surprise, but let it happen.
Okay. He'll kind of twist you and plop you on your side of the bed and then just kind of cuddle to you.
Aww.
First, I want a nap.
That, she'll lean in and give him a kiss, sounds delightful. Is that comfy to sleep in, though?
I can't even tell.
Pokes at his chest and the armor again.
If anything, it honestly feels like I am just laying on nothing.
Good. And she'll kind of cuddle into him, put her head on his chest, and settle in for a nap.
Okay.
With maybe a couple little kisses thrown in before they settle into sleep.
So adorable.
What can I say?
You two fall into a nice little nap. As Jonathan has stated, Jonathan, you go up to the window and you light a cigarette, taking a breath and breathing in. And after a while, Christian stands up and rubs the bridge of his nose. I guess I better be off. Figured while everyone else is leaving, I might as well attempt to get information. If you guys end up not being here when I'm done, I'll just shoot you guys a text and ask where you guys are. Hopefully I can sneak around and find you guys. Valerie just kind of shakes her head, and Christian walks through the door and leaves. After several hours of relaxing, enjoying your time, after a little bit, at some point, how do I put this? At some point, Caro, you receive a knock on your door, and it's Ian. Ian says, I think I best stay back when you guys go everywhere, because people seeing my face might be concerned.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I'll stay back. I'll help out wherever I'm needed here.
Yeah, I wasn't planning to take the whole crew. Just,
Probably for the best.
those who would be helpful in research.
Of course. He bids you a good afternoon and then leaves for a bit to go back to his room. Downstairs. I gotta get rid of a lot of people sitting here. As is often the case with you guys. Violet, you and Owen head downstairs and find a spot at the bar. Oh god, I'm stretching you guys back and forth. You guys kind of sit down together at the bar and order a variety of different drinks that you may want. You receive your drinks and you are left to your own devices.
Roll20 is just having a day. I still can't see anything.
It is. I'm about to give up on it entirely.
Ah.
It might be my fault. Ta-da!
There we go. I think.
1 second, loading page.
You went down with them, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah, he did.
I need to find Tanwin. That's all.
Because I'm so small and hard to see.
That is the wrong picture.
That is a crow.
You know, given my character's actual size, you could just make my token a quarter size.
You know, I can't do that because it fits to a box, and it's kind of difficult.
I think while Violet's sipping on her drink, she's gonna pull whatever Caleb put into her pocket out and look at it.
You see a small little pocket watch with his family crest on it.
Confused? I think she'll is it one of those where you hit a button and it pops open?
Yes.
Then she'll hit the button and see what's on the inside, if there's anything.
As you open it up, it has a little message inside that kind of puffs up in a bright purple smoke that says, "Don't get lonely without me."
Aww.
The both of you see this. Tanwin and Owen.
That's
She's
a
gonna-
nice watch you have there.
She's gonna close it and then put it back in her pocket. It was Caleb's.
I think Tanwin is going to grab his amulet out and just take a small look at it. And then probably order a daiquiri.
Tanwin.
Hmm?
What do I have you roll for this? Roll
What-
me.
I ordered the daiquiri. I have not started consuming it yet.
No. Roll me a religion check.
Religion?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think my religion is that strong. No, it's +5. It's still +5.
No!
Not 20. Okay.
Oh.
Oh, this must be a druid thing.
I'm going to type something out to you, Tanwin.
Okay. Okay.
Let me find our DMs.
You can just Control K and then Tonatsi.
You read that on your amulet.
What?
Is that audible?
I'm going to flip it over and take a look again on the other. Like, where on the amulet is this written?
As you lift it up and look at it, it's on the front.
Okay, I'm going to flip the amulet over. There's nothing on the back, right?
Nope.
And there's... Okay, I'll open the amulet. There's nothing inside, right?
Your picture of your family.
And the text is still on the front of the amulet when I close it and take a look.
Nope, it's gone.
Oh!
Oh!
Oh.
Well... Get me a second daiquiri.
Well, you're kind of hitting it hard there, buddy. Is everything okay?
No. But hey, that's just the way it is right now.
Tanwin, what do you look like right now?
In regards to what features?
What disposition do you have after seeing what was written?
Sorry, disposition doesn't not give you what? You mean like facial expression, posture?
Etc. Skin tone, everything.
Do you look like shit, essentially?
Well, I'm going to. Okay, so Tanwin was very tense and stiff when he saw the letter, when he saw the markings, but after a few seconds of seeing it disappear from the front, he's just going to sort of slouch over the energy leaving his body as he puts as he rests his elbows on the counter. I'm pretty sure it's by counter, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, now you get back. And he's just going to just rest, drained. Kinda unable to feel anything right now. As he
Tanwin,
orders, that drink.
Tanwin, don't take this the wrong way, but you look like shit.
I mean, how else are you supposed to look in these circumstances?
I suppose you're right, and she's gonna take a sip of her drink.
Is everyone taking a sip of their drinks?
Yep.
I'm not immediately. I'm just staring at the daiquiri, not thinking, just no thoughts, no energy.
No thoughts, head empty.
Head plenty full, but no thoughts.
Anyone who finishes a drink must roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Here we go again.
Oh boy, okay. You said con saving throw?
Con saving throw.
17.
Not. Did he
Finally
roll
been holding our
poorly
liquor.
again?
Okay, I'm going to go drink some of that daiquiri.
Okay.
Hold on.
Not all of it, but some of it. Saving
Well,
throw, that's a +2. Hmm?
you'd be more affected by it anyway. Fucking cat.
Meow!
Meow.
Actually, not necessarily. Smaller creatures metabolize faster.
We
so
have
it'll be out of
talked
my
about
system.
this before, Tony.
I didn't bring this point up.
Roll the fucking
Tony.
con saving throw.
Just roll the fucking dice.
Oh no.
I only took a few sips. I even compared to what it would take.
So, after a few sips, Tanwin, you start to feel the warmth of the alcohol go down your throat, filling your belly full of the happy liquid.
Happy liquid.
Happy liquid.
After a few seconds after drinking it, you look at the glass, and the room starts to slightly spin. You start to remember the after effects of everything that had happened the last time you drank. And this is sort of kind of because of your size. You are given a shot glass of strawberry daiquiri, and clearly they have put more alcohol in it than what you expected. You are drunk. You now have a level of exhaustion. Violet, you are
Oh.
well adept
For
at
fuck's sake.
drinking. You have done this before, as well as often you and Neraina drink together. You feel the warmth. However, you are just, after taking the whole drink and asking for your second one, you feel pretty good. However, Owen, you down that one drink too quickly. You feel as you are hit instantly like a brick wall of the room is spinning slightly. You are drunk. You have now taken your second level of exhaustion.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Never mind, I was already on one.
Yep.
Yeah, you were.
I think
Let me
Violet's
just
just gonna kind
double check what 2 levels of exhaustion does.
Well, that's a disadvantage.
Disadvantage on ability checks is 1 level. Second level is speed halved.
Ooh.
Ooh. Oh.
I think Violet's gonna like do like in a playful, sarcastic way, say like, "I'm surrounded by lightweights."
Believe me, Violet, I would not be drinking if I had anything better to do.
I'm not a lightweight.
You're you're swaying after one drink, Owen.
It's more tiredness than anything. I didn't really sleep last night. I'm fine.
Are you?
Owen, you didn't stay up all night reading that grimoire, did you?
So what if I did? It's important.
Maybe next time you can ask for help if there's something that needs to be read and they can take it in shifts. That way you're not ending up like this and she'll sip on her second drink.
It's family business.
Everything's family business, it always is. Damn it.
I think, maybe you shouldn't go over 2 drinks, Tanwin.
I don't even order a daiquiri of all things. Did not
She's gonna
need to
look
be
up at-
reminded of that.
Is the bartender, like, right near them?
Kind of. He's towards the back, more washing some glasses.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
How much alcohol did you put in this?
Normal amount.
Normal amount for a Sprite?
Normal amount. We go based off of a recipe.
Any chance if he asks for an extra one, can you lighten it up a little bit?
He already has 2 in
I'm
front
not
of
going to
him,
be having
miss.
anything more.
Two people were talking at once.
He says he's already made him another one. Can't really change it if it's already made.
Oh, well, I can't argue with that logic, but thank you anyway.
Owen, do you choose to order another?
I'm gonna coin flip this. Heads or tails, Nessie?
Tails.
Looks like Owen's ordering another one.
Oh,
If
Oh no.
Oh, no.
The last time we've ever seen Owen get drunk was back in the Christmas thing.
oh god, here we go.
And during the Christmas thing, he just passed out, basically, so...
I remember
Oh,
him
and if you're
saying
going to
stuff.
order another drink, why didn't you finish? Why didn't you take that second daiquiri I ordered? I'm not going to be drinking it.
That's up.
You like
I'll
daiquiri?
have it, It's
Oh, and when you look over at the drink that's in front of Tanwin, it is a little shot glass.
yeah, I'll have it, and he's still gonna order the other one anyway.
Someone get some food in this man.
You order another drink, it's put in front of you, and you take Tanwin's drink. Which one do you drink first?
The shot first.
Roll
daiquiri.
me another Constitution saving throw.
With
go ahead.
disadvantage because he's got
With-
levels of exhaustion now.
No. Saving throws
No.
are considered different from regular ability checks. Saving throws is level 3 of exhaustion.
Yep.
But
Aw.
I haven't finished her second drink, so I'm just gonna roll her cons check. Oh, that's 10.
That's
Ooh.
As Violet, as you finish your second drink, you start to see the room spin.
Shit, that's my limit.
You kind of have to hold yourself up onto the bar. Oh, and as you take that shot, it doesn't phase you a lot.
Tanwin, you really are a lightweight. There was nothing in that.
Owen, you can shut up before I reduce your size.
Fucking hell, Tanwin, what has gotten into you?
The size of what?
I'm sorry. Just, I don't know why I chose a fucking daiquiri. Bad
Well,
memories.
Well, now you know that you can't handle daiquiris, so you can order something else next time.
Owen, you grab the third glass and you start to drink it. I need you to roll me another con saving throw.
Oh,
Dirty 20.
boy. Oh.
As this is your third glass, the saving throw is much higher. However, you barely pass it as you down that technical second drink, and for a minute it doesn't really affect you. However, I'm gonna need you to roll me a dex saving throw.
Dex. Okay, what is...
Ooh.
Ba-da-ba-ba. A 13.
However, with a 13, you kind of start to chuckle at the fact that you called Tanwin small and a lightweight, and his response seems to make you laugh pretty hard, enough that you sort of spin your chair the wrong way and you end up on the floor next to Violet.
I think that's probably enough.
Violet, I need you to roll me a dex saving throw as you look down at Owen.
Oh god, no. Am I gonna end up in a heap on him?
By the way, you do get a level 1 exhaustion yourself because you failed that. But yes.
15.
With a 15, because of your level of exhaustion, you barely manage to keep yourself at least standing upright as your hips kind of slip off the chair and you nearly fall down on top of Owen.
Oh god.
I'm going to very carefully scoot away from them with extreme caution, as slowly as need be, to not need to save. I am aware of my lack of sobriety, I am not going to let it be a problem.
Yeah, I think we're all cut off at this point.
Just crawl along the wall, like one hand on the wall at all times.
Essentially.
And Violet's gonna look at Owen. Do you need help up?
Perhaps.
Okay, I warn you, I got noodle arms, so I'll try. She's gonna help him up.
Roll me a strength check.
That's
To
just a
help.
flat.
Is
It's
a
flat,
flat
but
D.
this is an ability check, so it's at disadvantage.
It's a disadvantage because you are you have a level of exhaustion.
Oh, damn it. It's 14.
With a 14, you are able to help Owen enough where he can kind of stand up on the chair, enough to hold himself up. You are both not the most steady on your 2 feet.
We've just got to find something to use as a handrail. They did a whole handrail section in Hunter Society training. It's easy.
You're not making any sense right now.
Just gotta find something to use as a handrail while we get back to the rooms.
I think you should sit down and get some water in you, same as I'm going to do, and wait until your head stops spinning. I have been drunk
So I just
to the
wanna
point of
say-
this. Just, I'm not dragging you up back to your room when I can barely walk. So either try to get there yourself, or wait until we've sobered up a little bit.
Bone's gonna try and go there himself.
Stubborn ass.
Violet, do you attempt to stop Owen from moving away from the table or from the chair?
She'll grab his arm, but like not make too much of an effort to hold him.
Okay, I am going to need strength. Why do you guys make my lives harder?
If you're going to make it a roll, I don't think Owen would particularly resist the being grabbed. He'd just sort of turn around and say, "But you just told me to go myself if I wanted to go to bed."
I was being sarcastic, you fuck. Sit down and sober up.
One's gonna sit back down at the bar and then just kind of make his arms into a pillow.
And lay his head down.
Yeah, Violet's gonna order rounds of water for everybody and then just like look down at Owen and just like pat him on the shoulder. Yeah.
So the 3 of you sober up and rest for a few hours. I think here is a perfect place to stop for the night. I'm sorry for a short session, but I have family matters that were dropped on me while I was getting food.
Understandable.
I always gotta
Understandable.
take care of those things.
Of course.
Next week, we will get into you guys traveling, which I think will be fun, and planning out your next steps and all that. And of course, see the finalization of what happens when Owen is completely and utterly drunk.
Oh, I've got some ideas of what to do.
Of course.
I will be intrigued to see what happens if he's still drunk when Neraina goes to give him his gun back.
I'm surprised that I did not think that Violet would end up being reasonable while drunk, but in my head I'm
Hey,
just like,
It's all in
she
the
kn-
rolls. It's all in
like,
the
sh-
rolls.
she knows what it's like to be drunk, and she knows how to deal with it.
Yeah, and sometimes that's just what happens. Anyways,
Yeah.
I hope everyone had a fantastic day today. Remember, tomorrow we will be continuing our playthrough through Baldur's Gate 3 as we have made it to the city of Baldur Gate.
Yeah,
Hooray!
Yes, so we will finally be getting back to that. Later on this week, we will be having our usual Community Day stream. No one has picked a stream yet, so we'll have to see how that goes. And what else? Next week we'll be back to doing this, of course. At some point during this month, towards the end of the month, I have injections again in my back. So we will not be having sessions that week, as it will be very chaotic for me because I also have a lot of doctor's appointments. So I'll be definitely tweeting out that at a later date. Again, have a wonderful day, guys. Stay safe. And we are going to raid out to my boyfriend, Sol Hikaru,
Woo!
Huzzah!
as he is playing Monster Hunter Rise. I, however, will not be joining tonight because I am having to deal with familial stuff. Again, have a wonderful day, guys. Stay safe, and bye-bye!
Bye.
Oh, Nessie, do you have Elden Ring?
I do. I believe I do.
Nope.
You're playing Elden Ring.
Am I being forced into LD Ring?
Yes.
Oh god.
This is not